Monster RX 93.1 presents All Out, your daily morning pick-me-up. All out hits, all out celebrity interviews, all out sports and showbiz news. Your hosts, Rico Robles and Carla Aguas.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, Mayor Vico Soto of Pasig City. Hi, Mayor!
Hi guys, good morning.
Hi, Mayor Vico. How are you doing? Good morning. How you doing?
Hi,
Good. Hi Rico.
Mayor.
Hi Carla.
It's so nice to finally get to talk to you. Thank you for making time for us. We know you're very busy and there's lots going on. But from the bottom of our hearts and to all of our listeners as well, they are just so happy that you're here spending time with us. So before anything else, Mayor, how are you? How have you been?
As a person talaga. We're doing okay. We're holding up. A lot of challenges. But kinakaya naman.
But non-stop working, and there are new things that will be implemented in Pasig starting May 4th, if I'm not mistaken, right, Mayor?
Well, starting today. Yeah, until then. It's the last 2 weeks of our enhanced community quarantine. So, we've seen that the ECQ has actually been working. The curve has been flattening, not just in Pasig, but in the entire Metro Manila. So now is the time to make the measures a little bit stricter so that we can be sure that as we ease out of quarantine, we will be safe and okay.
Ano nga Carla,
fantastic.
everybody, nagka-issue na ako ng yung pinaka-pass for this is the new
Pasig.
one. Yeah, so Rambo Mayor. So
Rambo, okay.
Pasig PNP actually gave it door to door. Sila mismo.
Yeah, with the help of our PNP.
Mayor,
nice.
quick question. How do I apply for visa to live in Pasig? Joke lang. Okay, we have a couple of questions from the Monsters, Mayor, and they just want to know, syempre naman, they want to get to know you as well. Like this one from Lay. Politics aside, what's the first thing you plan to do right after the ECQ? Like you said, we're on the last 2 weeks, konting tiis na lang, more measures are being put in place. But for you, politics aside, your job aside, what are the first few things that you plan to do?
Well, right after the ECQ, we're going to have the GCQ. It's not over yet. Medyo tiis pa muna. But after all of the quarantines, then I just like to get maybe a few days of rest.
Yes, I can understand that.
Now, Mayor, sa Pasig, ano yung mga new developments that you guys have put? I saw some of your IG stories yesterday na nagkakaroon kayo yung pag-paint sa may Pasig Palengke wherein there's a social distancing. So what are going to be the changes?
Not only in the Palengke or the Mega Market, but also in yung mga talipapa. We have 18 na talipapa in Pasig. So we're marking everything. We're putting stickers on the sidewalks just to make sure that people, iba pag may visual cue pag may actual circle dyan or may square, mas likely na i-exercise mo yung social distancing. Humans are just wired that way. So we're working on that right now. Meron na, but we're increasing the number of those visual cues.
Nice.
But testing, I think the most important thing now is testing. Because we have the quarantine in place, we have our medical interventions in place, our medical facilities are in place. That we need to test more.
So are we going to have mass testing that's going to be done soon in Pasig, or is it being done now?
We're in the process. I'm always very cautious when I say mass testing or when I use the phrase mass testing, because it might give the impression that anyone can just line up and get tested. That's not how it goes. There's a prioritization of people that we need to test. So we start, of course, with our persons under investigation, our probable cases, suspected cases. Then it's kind of like a web, right? When we do our contact tracing, so the positives are here inside. Then you have your persons under investigation, you have your persons under monitoring or close contacts. So you go outside that web. And then, of course, you have your frontliners as well.
Kasi limited lang yung testing kits, no? So you want to be able to make the most of it, right?
Yeah. And we've been ramping up testing here in Pasig. So we have a combination of PCR, yung swab. They stick a thing up your nose and then they get the swab, and they do PCR testing. And then we have the rapid tests, which is they prick some, you get some blood, and they test for antibodies. So we have a combination of both. There are pros and cons to both. The gold standard is to the PCR test, but we can only do around 50 of that per day. So the rest we do rapid testing. For frontliners, we've been doing rapid tests, trying to test everyone. We're actually our numbers are pretty good in terms of testing because we don't have a backlog with testing our PUIs and persons under monitoring. So I think we're one of the few cities with no backlog there. Or the backlog is just the day. So if we have new ones today, then by tomorrow or the next day, they have been tested.
Mayor, that's fantastic. Yeah, no walang backlog. That's really great because that shows also efficiency. Because as much as possible, you want to get the results as early and as quick as you possibly can. So the fact wala kayong backlog, I mean, kudos to the clinics and the testing labs that are doing that because that's also very difficult.
Our main partner is the Medical City. We're actually very lucky because one of the best hospitals in the country is in Pasig City. So
yes.
Thank you to TMC.
World-class facility, Yun ang importante.
Shout out sa mga health workers at TMC.
Hardworking guys. Mayor, we have a lot of questions from from the monsters, and they're asking you now. Here's a question, Carla. Go ahead.
Mayor, we know you're busy 24/7. You update everybody even at night, but what's a fun thing that you like to do on your free time now, if and when you ever get even just like 2 minutes of free time?
Now I've been watching The Last Dance when I have some free time.
Yeah. Anong episode ka na, Mayor?
3. I think I'm in the middle of episode 3.
Rico, you're a very big
30
fan.
minutes a time. So. Yeah, of course.
I know you're a big fan of basketball, Mayor. There's even a story that I saw that you scored 50 points in one game. Totoo ba yun? I mean, what's the average?
Wala yun. Mga lang naman yun. Mga maliliit na liga lang yun. Hindi naman. It's not as if those are like highly competitive games.
Yeah. Ano yung most points mo in the game?
Wag na. Kaya.
Grabe. He's so humble.
He's a scorer from what I hear. Oh my goodness. Favorite NBA, since we're on the topic of NBA, ano favorite NBA team mo?
I don't actually have a favorite team right now. But you know what? Speaking of The Last Dance, naiinis nga ako kasi watching it makes me want to play. Wala naman, di man tayo makalaro ngayon, di ba?
Maybe that can be one thing you do. When the ECQ and GCQ are over, you can finally get a good game of basketball in. Diba?
Definitely,
that can be something you can put. This one, Mayor, from Arniel. How much sleep do you get down nowadays? With all the work?
I make it a point to get rest. So it's not as if I'm up 23 hours a day. But it really depends. There are days that I can catch up on sleep. But ako naman, as long as I get one day in a week that I sleep for like 10 hours, okay na ako for the rest of the week. So the rest of the week, if I get 3 hours, 5 hours, okay lang yun.
Kasi important for your immunity, that rest, because you are front line, you are talking and dealing with different people.
Yeah, that's right. It's important to rest. We shouldn't glorify yung mga di ako natutulog for 4 days. We need to recharge our body so we can be efficient in our work.
Yes, that's so
even
right.
Mentally.
Mayor, this one from Nina. She wants to know, what are your thoughts on how people commend your work and compare your work with other mayors?
Well, of course, I'm very thankful when people commend my work. But at the same time, parang awkward then when they compare me to other mayors. First of all, we don't really see everything that the mayors do. Some are covered. I mean, let's face it. Some are covered better by the media. Some are not. Some are more quiet. Some are some really make an effort to show people what they're doing. It should be a combination of both. But I hope that if they do compare me to other mayors, sana hindi negative na, to tinan mo, Mayor A is doing this, but si Mayor B hindi. But we don't. It's not the time for those comparisons right now. We should all work together. Kasi ako, pag may nakikita ako magandang practice, kunyari sa Valenzuela or sa Iloilo or wherever, even let's say QC, ginagaya din namin dito eh. And then yung iba rin naman, pag may nakita sa amin, ginagaya din nila. I think that's the way it should be. We're not competitors. We need to help each other.
Especially these trying times, lahat we're all up against something that we're not sure of, and sama-sama, united, that's gonna be bringing everybody together. Now for this one,
right.
Mayor, ang tanong lang, what have you learned personally and being sa mga panahon na to in this quarantine period and in this whole COVID-19 so far? What have you learned so far?
Wow. Where do I begin? A lot of learnings, even about crisis management, probably about communication, the importance of communication. Even if you're doing the work, but people don't know that you're doing the work, people will get uneasy and restless. So it's really important for us, especially those of us that that are leading. For me as a mayor, it's important that I don't just do the work. I have to also communicate to some degree, without being epal. Of course, it's a fine line. It's a balance of, but communication is really very important. Without the proper communication, nagkakagulo talaga.
But that's
we've had our lapses as well. I'll be honest about that.
We can understand that yung parang minsan sabihin, epal to it. So you have to be able to approach it differently,
Right. And I mean, communication, again, it's a fine line, na mamaya masyado ng epal. So I'm always very careful also. I also try to look at myself from the outside. Or kung hindi ako yung mayor, what would I think of the mayor? Parang ganun. Or what would I think of the local government? I think that the important thing is that, number one, we do need to communicate. We need to communicate to the people what's going on, what are the rules now, what's our progress been, so people don't panic as well, But it's also important to emphasize that this is a team effort. The truth is, if you take me out of Pasig for maybe a week, we would still be running because our team is in place. We have our incident management team, we have our health office going, we have our hospitals in place. So yung baga, nasa spotlight ako, syempre kasi ako yung mayor, but the unsung heroes are probably more important, and the city would probably run without me for
galing.
I love him so much. Wait, can we talk about the humility here? That's fantastic. Mayor, okay, you were talking about communication earlier. This is like not the only comment we got like this. Curious lang daw, is there really a group chat of all of the mayors of Metro Manila? Is that true?
Yeah. We probably have like 20 group chats. We have a group chat it's just the mayors. We have a group chat with the MMDA. We have a group chat with DOH and DILG, with all the national government agencies. Actually, nalilit, hindi ko na nga nababasa lahat kasi ang dami, nakakalito. But it's good. We use technology like as simple as Viber to communicate between LGUs, and it's very helpful. We compare notes. For example, one time, Mayor Isko sent his ordinance for anti-discrimination related to COVID, and then a lot of the LGUs copied it. So it's great.
That's fantastic. I love that even the mayors are working together during this time. That's great. Oh, another important question, Mayor, from one of our fellow DJs dito sa station. This is from Nikki Porter. Mayor, important question. Pineapples on pizza, yay or nay?
One of the most important questions.
Yes.
I eat it, but I'm not a big fan.
Ayan na. He's spoken,
basta may libreng cheese.
Okay na ako sa cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza? Okay ka na doon. I like this one, Mayor.
Mayor, what food do you miss during this quarantine period? Ano yung pagkain na nami-miss mo na hindi mo pa
Yeah.
Actually, wala naman. Might be eating a bit too much, to be honest. But
Oh, see, he's eating naman. He's staying healthy, Monsters. So, ang daming people, Mayor, that are saying, Mayor, stay healthy. Mayor, your immunity.
you.
Wow, so many talaga love and care for you. How to be you. Ito, Mayor Vico, are you still able to spend time with your family during this time? And how do you cope with stress?
am I still able to spend time with family? No. Sadly, no. It was my dad's birthday the other day. Yeah, the other day. We had a 5-minute Zoom. We had a 5-minute Zoom call. That's it. And then my mom, right now I live with my mom. But I say hi and bye. That's pretty much all that. We don't really get to talk that much. A 5-minute conversation, mahaba na yun.
Happy birthday to Bossing Vic. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bossing Vic. And since you mentioned your parents, right? What are the values na natutunan mo na dinala mo ngayon sa pagiging mayor?
Yes.
Your mom and your dad. Ano yung naturo nila sa'yo when it comes to it?
But I think my from my work ethic to just having integrity, that comes from my parents, and both of them. Although of course it was my mom who really raised me. I grew up with my mom, but my dad's influence is there as well. But my mom is very she's very religious. She's God-fearing, God-loving, and those are the things that she really imparted on me at an early age. But my dad also, in terms of how I work, I think that really comes a lot from them.
Hey, Mother's Day is going to be just around the corner, Mayor Vico. You have a message for your mom? Second week of May, second Sunday of May is Mother's Day.
Sunday, yeah.
So you have any message for your mom?
Advance Happy Mother's Day.
Man of few words talaga. Sobrang love ko to. Mayor, okay. I can't not ask this kasi mapapagalitan ako ng general public. General public talaga, But how do you keep your composure? Because a few days ago, there was a certain clip that went viral. You were doing an interview with somebody and then something popped up. I won't go into details because everyone knows naman about it. But something popped up.
Sabihin mo na may
literally... that came from Mayor, not me. No, but you kept your composure. You literally went, and then you continued answering. How was it in that situation when you saw it? How did you feel? And how did you maintain the composure? Because Mayor, truth be told, I would have lost it. I would have literally lost it.
Well, I almost lost it as well, What happened was one of the participants forgot to change his or her background. I think so. Ayun, hindi yata ewan ko sila dapat mag-explain di ako, but nagulat din naman ako. Siyempre it was a relatively formal teleconference Tapos biglang may ganun, di ba? Parang ayos to
Nakita mo.
I almost lost it. Tinignan ko yung mga kasama ko dito It was in this room as well. Tinignan ko sa pare ba tayong nakita? And they were laughing, so it was a bit hard to keep focus.
But I mean, God entertains us in the strangest ways sometimes. Maybe he felt like he needed a good laugh.
We need some entertainment as well.
I think the next question should be why that person uses that as a background. But I digress. Ito.
Yan natin kawawa naman, baka napahiya na masyado.
From Kit, what's your favorite music genre? Or what album or artist, if you actually have time or if you put them in the background, what are you listening to music-wise? Or like your favorite?
My favorite band is Weezer.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I like how they are. They're kind of cool, a little bit dorky, diba?
What's your favorite Weezer song?
Say It Ain't So from the Blue Album.
Wow. Pwede na ito maging DJ. Let's add him na. Diba? Para he can do 10 million things. So we can do 10 million things all at the same time. Mayor, there was a question here na sobrang ganda eh. Here, from Rhythm. What's your life verse, or is there a verse that you're holding on to during this trying time? Because it is a very difficult time.
Bible verse?
Yeah.
Ano ba? Maybe Psalm 91.
Life motto.
Just I don't memorize it, but just the whole theme of Psalm 91.
That's a good one. That is a good one. Oh, Mayor, ito, from Iya. If you had 24 hours to spend with just one person, who would it be and why? 24 hours, that is the longest. That is a whole day.
24 hours? Hirap ng tanong na yan, Parang ano na to, living or dapat ba buhay pa yung tao?
Say up to you, Mayor. If you wanna do alive or dead, go. 24 hours.
Abraham Lincoln kasi yung pinaka, parang
idol mo?
iconic figure for me. Pero kung living, I would choose from one of the people I think are good leaders. Pick their brain for 24 hours. I think I would go with that.
Like a Nelson.
I like Abraham Lincoln.
Right?
Mayor,
like a Abraham Lincoln. Okay, that's nice.
Do you have any pets?
Wala walang mag-aalaga. Pero yung ano lang, yung Google Panda lang.
That's the best. You keep posting pictures with Panda. Sobrang funny. Sa start nga, I was like,
yun lang yung pet namin dito.
When you first glance at it, you're like, oh! And then you realize, okay, fake siya. Fake siya pala. Kala ko, iba talaga Pasig, di ba? They have
one of our staffers brings her Labrador here pag weekends. Pag weekends, konti lang tao dito sa office eh. So she brings her Labrador. It's pretty big. That's a black one.
Oh, everyone needs a doggo. Dogs are the best. Mayor.
Mayor, one question. If you were, since you're talking about 24 hours, if you were to get stuck with somebody in quarantine, who would be that person that you want to get stuck with? Quarantine.
I'll get back to you on that.
Maraming magagalit. If they're not chosen. Ito na lang. Mayor, what's your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time, Zoolander. Zoolander. Yung walang kwenta lang eh. Ayaw masyadong naisip. Pero Filipino movie, I like General Luna. Pero all-time Zoolander.
Can you do the look? Can you do the blue steel? Can you do the blue steel for us?
Not right now.
Blue steel.
Viral na naman.
Ma-pressure tuloy.
Next, after quarantine.
After quarantine. Promise yan, Promise yan, Mayor.
We're gonna have you in the studio.
Ito, watching from Valenzuela. Mayor, may skincare routine ka po ba?
Lang yung tanong yan. Skincare routine? Wala, beauty filters ako. Wala.
You know, that's unfair eh. He's one of those that either just washes with water or with the same soap that he uses for his body tapos makinis.
Hindi naman.
Unfair.
Cetaphil naman.
Wow.
Nice.
That's all but moisturizing. Mayor, do you sing?
Ayan ang weakness natin. No, I don't sing.
You can sing.
I do sing, just not very well. Diba?
You have a very deep voice. Pwedeng broadcaster. Diba?
Pwede singer and rapper yun. Yo.
May auto-tune naman ngayon, di ba? So.
You can get that going. But
he can add that to his roster of skills. Mayor, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Do you like dessert? Mahilig ka?
Regular level, I guess. Hindi ako masyado matakaw.
Hindi masyado.
Rico, you can learn.
I'm learning. For those watching and for those listening to us over at RH931, we have Mayor Vico Soto joining us. And he's just, taking questions, making the moment light because he has heavy work with him and his team. So he's hanging out.
This is a good break for me.
We're so happy, Mayor, that our shallow kalokohan is providing a break. Oh, Mayor, some people want to get to know you even more. From Eugene, 3 facts daw about you that you can share that people don't know. Parang yung slum book lang sa grade school. 3 facts about Mayor Vico.
Ano ba? Tulungan niyo ako. Ano ba? I'm 6'1". Ano ba? Di ako magaling sa mga ganito eh. Ano ba?
He's 6'1".
I like playing basketball. Although I mentioned that already earlier. I went to school in Ateneo.
Sorry. Bakit? Ako. Atenista rin ako. Bakit?
Really? Okay. Anong course?
I was legal management, then I shifted to IS. Kasi ayoko ng accounting.
Polsai ako.
Nice. Bagay nga. O, diba? Polsai major
okay,
guys.
Vico, question. What is love for Mayor Vico?
Wow!
What is love? Ano ba? Love is patient. Love is kind. Typical answers. Wala akong alam sa love.
Hala?
Wala mo ng love, no? Wala mo ng love.
I like this one. Speaking of love, when you were younger, Mayor Vico, what advice or words of wisdom would you give your 20-year-old self if you had the chance? Wow! Pang-beauty pageant.
May mga top questions. 20 years old. Ano ba ginagawa ko 20 years old? I was in college. No? I'd probably tell myself to study a little bit harder. To get more experience even with extracurricular activities. Kasi hindi ako masyadong active nun with extracurricular activities. So I felt like after college, naghahabol ako ng experience. So okay naman ako ngayon. Pero I probably would have done better if I got that experience in college. Maybe be more active sa mga orgs and take ACADS a little bit more seriously. Hindi ako masyado nag-aral ng college. Pero
okay lang yan.
Hinahabol ko after.
Mayor Vico, I have a question kasi, like now, you being the mayor, there's a lot of young kids and teenagers that are looking up to you and want to be a leader just like you. You have any tips for them? Since we're talking school, ano yung mga kailangan na preparation like?
Whenever I talk in schools, especially college, high school, I always tell them if you want to become a leader, if you want to, you have to be prepared. Ito medyo a little bit serious, but the saddest thing that I see or that I've seen in government is when people with good hearts enter government or enter leadership position and they end up doing the wrong thing. Kasi yung typical nakain ng sistema because they weren't prepared. We need to ready ourselves and prepare tediously first before entering into whatever position we want to get.
And how do you protect that? Like you being in your position, na paano mo pinoprotektahan yun? What are do you go with, and who do you call? Kunyari, do you call your mom? Like, Nay, ano gawin ko? Your dad? Pag ano mga moments.
Yeah, well, number one is really, studying. As boring as it might sound, study everything, even the process, para hindi ka naloloko. But also having a very good support system. So finding people who are like-minded, people with integrity. That was the first thing I did when I won as mayor in May. Before I assumed office, was to find people that I knew I could trust, find people that I knew had integrity and are also competent. Madaling maghanap ng one or the other. It's easy to find competent people. It's easy to find people with integrity, but people who have both. Yun ang mahirap hanapin.
Yes.
So
ang deep ng mga questions natin, ha? As in, the answers are getting more profound. I will hit you with another important question.
Right.
Mayor, ano daw yung favorite ulam mo? Lulutuin daw ni Sarah.
I like steak. Ribeye.
Uy.
Ribeye steak. Anong klase luto?
Medium rare.
Medium rare.
Thank you. Yes.
Nalalasahan mo talaga, diba?
At hindi siya dry. Mayor, favorite book or who is your favorite author?
I like to read, mga classics like Good to Great by Jim Collins. I don't read a lot of fiction. So, puro mga ganun kinds yung binabasa ko. Mga Why Nations Fail, mga ganun type of. Might be boring for some.
But it gives you an idea, di ba? When it comes to leadership, pag yung sa mga books sa ganun.
Leaders are readers daw eh.
Wow! Leaders are readers. Nice. Mayor, ang daming questions about crush. Sino daw yung celebrity crush mo? International. International naman. Bakit ba?
Sino ba? Bigyan nyo na lang akong choices.
Next time.
Next time na raw yun. Next time.
Next time daw.
Mayor, qualities na sa tingin mo makakabighani sa'yo. Ano yung gusto mo sa isang magpapatibok ng puso mo?
Sandali lang.
Matalino. Ba't ka nag-notes?
Ano pa? Matalino?
Easygoing. Outside of work, I'm fairly relaxed lang. Hindi ako masyado intense. Except when playing basketball.
Must like basketball. Yan, girls, I will post the list. You're welcome. Mayor, last few questions, promise. If you weren't in politics, what career or industry do you think you'd be in?
Still related to government. Either as a government official, kung appointed man, career official. Yun yung mga in-explore kong career before I actually decided to run for councilor in 2016. Or kung hindi in government mismo, still doing some kind of NGO or CSO work related to government, which is what I was doing before I ran.
A message for everyone that's tuned in, everyone that's been watching, that's been supporting you, and everyone that's just going through the ECQ right now. What's your message?
Yeah, to everyone who might be listening now, I know these are difficult times. These are, whether mentally, financially, physically, these are difficult times for all of us. But let's just hold tight. Hopefully, if all of us follow the guidelines from our government, then maybe after 2 weeks we can start loosening up with the quarantine. So let's just keep doing whatever we can to help. Whether it's staying at home or donating or talking to people who need emotional support. Let's find some way to help. Even if we're at home, we can all find ways to help. So hopefully we get past this really soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mayor Vico Sotto.
To Erwin, to everybody in your media team, thank you very much for granting us, and to everybody. Message mo sa mga Pasigueños as well that are listening right now. Here, what
din sa mga Pasigueño, last 2 weeks of enhanced community quarantine, hopefully last 2 weeks. Kung susunod tayo lahat, malamang last 2 weeks na. Yun naman yun kung susunod tayo sa quarantine guidelines. Yun. But I just want to give a shout out to the people in our community kitchen. They've been preparing over 6,000 meals a day for our frontliners.
Wow.
Yung mga nasa community kitchen, sa Rainforest. Maraming salamat.
My gosh, teamwork. Thank you, Mayor Vico.
Mayor Vico, salamat. Thank you.
Salamat,
and
salamat. Ingat.
we'll invite you here when everything is all set.
After the quarantine, I'll be there. Thank you, thank you. It's a good break
Take
for me.
care. God bless.
Salamat,
God bless.
God bless. Ingat.
All Out with Rico and Carla. All Out music and all out fun. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Manila's hottest Monster RX 93.1.